see projectiles being thrown.
I was there.
When
I was there. They were thrown. I saw them thrown.
And you believe that what the Park Police did, using tear gas and projectiles, was appropriate?
Here's what the media is missing. This was not an operation to respond to that particular crowd. It was an operation to move the perimeter 1 block.
And the methods they used, you think, were appropriate? Is that what you're saying?
When they met resistance, yes. They announced 3 times. They didn't move. By the way, there was no tear gas used. The tear gas was used Sunday when they had to clear 8th Street to allow the fire department to come in to save St. John's Church. That's when tear gas was used.
There were chemical irritants, the Park
No, there were not
Police
chemical
said.
irritants. Pepper spray is not a chemical irritant. It's not chemical.
Pepper spray, you're saying, is what was used.
Pepper balls.
Right. And you believe that was appropriate?
Another day, another White House official dissembling about the events leading up to the administration, using chemical gas to clear peaceful protesters so that Trump could hold a Bible in front of St. John's Episcopal Church for a photo op. A photo op that somehow managed to be as awkward as it was unconstitutional. Now, Barr says that what the media is missing is that this wasn't an operation to respond to the crowd, it was simply to move the perimeter 1 block. First off, of course it wasn't an operation to respond to the crowd. There was nothing to respond to. This was a crowd of peaceful protesters. There's footage of law enforcement attacking journalists for the apparent crime of sitting down and filming. Consider too that Barr's revelation here actually contradicts other administration officials who claim that the gassing was in response to a supposedly violent crowd. Again, no basis in reality, but the contradictory messaging here is a testament to the fact that it's all BS. One person says the crowd was violent, another said it had nothing to do with the crowd, and that's because the through line here is that they're all lying. And this entire mission was to clear the way for Trump's photo op, period. And look, I get that this administration traffics in lies, but let's look at the facts. There was a peaceful protest near St. John's Episcopal Church. Just after 6:30 p.m., Trump finished a speech in the Rose Garden, at which point he turned and began walking toward the church. At the same time, U.S. Park Police and the National Guard began deploying chemical agents to disperse the crowd, even though it wasn't yet 7 p.m. when the curfew was set for. So if the protesters were peaceful, if the curfew hadn't yet gone into effect, then what possible reason is there for deploying chemical agents other than the fact that the President of the United States just so happened to be walking over? I mean, at some point, even Bill Barr has to acknowledge that pretending that the glaringly obvious didn't happen is only making him look like a fool. But the most insane part of this has to be Bill Barr saying with a straight face that pepper spray is not a chemical. According to the CDC, riot control agents are chemical compounds that temporarily make people unable to function. And pepper spray is specifically noted as a riot control agent. That's the CDC. So I don't know if he's trying to gaslight us into thinking that pepper spray is, what, the same pepper that you put on a steak? But to be clear, they're not the same. One is a chemical compound that renders people unable to function by causing irritation to the eyes, mouth, throat, lungs, and skin. The other is food. Also, I don't know if Barr was trying to hedge by claiming that he was referring to pepper balls and not pepper spray, but this is from the website where pepper balls are sold. Quote, the most effective chemical irritant available. So I can see where Barr might have gotten confused. What's most ironic here is that by continuing to lie about something that the whole world knows the truth about, only serves to keep a story that the White House clearly doesn't like in the news. I mean, talk about a bad strategy. Every time Donald Trump or Bill Barr or any other administration mouthpiece tries to tell us not to believe what we saw with our own eyes, this is what happens. It breathes all new life into a story. And the fact that they haven't figured this out yet should scare you. Because if they're so dense not to realize this will happen here, imagine when these people are supposed to be negotiating with foreign countries or securing landmark deals. Imagine how easily they're being fooled when they're dealing with issues leagues higher level than this. This administration is not only incompetent, but they're showing it off every single day. If you like that video, please check out my brand new podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I'll cover the most important political stories of the week and interview major players in the world of politics. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check it out and subscribe now.